how you can make your career better if you are just starting in recruiting industry, or you have started a few months ago, or you have 1 year or less than that experience. Now you hear a lot of news about people being fired, they are getting relieved from their job, companies are removing. Now at that point of time, it is obvious that you have the fear कि मुझे क्या होगा, मेरा नौकरी का क्या होगा, how I'm going to deal with it. That's normal. Now what is abnormal is if you go with the same pattern, or if you have not started your job and you are just relying on what others have done and you are not getting any results. Now first thing is going to save you is results, meaning you are making placements, your job is safe. If you are making enough submissions, your job is safe. And third thing, what companies see, that you are putting efforts in every day and day out. Now that is what client companies are going to look at before they fire any fresher. And now, apart from all these three, what is important is how you are engaging and how you are giving your 100% and showing your efforts to the management. It is not about for the sake of showing it, but as an individual, as a fresher, how much you are interested to take your career to the next level. वो company को पता चलनी चाहिए. What happens initially is everything gets tough. Right? You might be thinking after the training that, okay, this is how the requirement will be. You pick Java, .NET, the skills designing or the title search, you go into the market and you find someone, all of a sudden you find that is a fake candidate. You might be trying to get people and you do not able to submit. Now what happens there? There is a complaining loop starts. Meaning, I am doing so many things, but I'm not getting any submissions. I'm going home with 0 submission. And in the meetings, they might be asking you, why did you go home with 0 submissions, or why there is no productivity from your end, right? You might be experiencing that. So how would you deal with it? So one is the company's pressure that they might remove you. Another one is your productivity. So as I told you, placement can save you, submissions can still save you. If the company sees your efforts, they can save you. Now, how efforts can save you? Because if you put effort, you are going to get submissions, and those submissions will result into placements, and that is for sure. If you are giving 100% efforts and here and there your submissions are happening, and trust me, you are going to get placement. Now, you have to have faith in you, and you need to have the courage to go to the next level and understand that everything is difficult in the beginning. You ask any senior recruiters, any senior managers, you ask your managers, because I'm sharing the personal experience of that. Whether you would have started 10 years back, whether you have started now, the challenge will be there, but now the challenge is more because you are facing a lot of competition. Why? Everybody, every recruiter fishes in the same pond, right? We call it a candidate pool, right? And everybody fishing in the same candidate pool. Now it is very much required for you to remember that how you are going to reach the pool faster, what sort of bait you are going to use as a hook so that you are going to connect with the candidates faster. For that, if you are not understanding requirement properly, it is going to affect the way you are going to source the candidates. If you are not able to source the candidate properly, it means you are not able to build your boolean properly. Now, if you are not able to build your boolean properly, you could not end talking to the people, because if you do not talk, there will be no submissions. Now, just relying on sending emails to the vendors and waiting for some replies and submission, yes, it helps you for some period of time, but not save your job as long as you do not put any efforts in really going to the market, really exploring new ways to connecting with the people, maybe in social media, maybe through LinkedIn, if leaving a proper voice message, calling the candidate in such a way they are going to call you back. So many things are involved when you are in a tough time. Moreover, ask more questions. This is very much important, and this is what the benefit of starting your career as a fresher, where so many people may start with a fake experience. Now, if you start as a fresher, any question you may have in your mind, you can openly ask your senior as well as to your manager or your lead. This is one of the secret of mine. When I started my career, I did not hesitate to ask any question to the manager, irrespective of how silly it is, because if something I don't know is I don't know. If I have to go forward, I need to have that answer. So I asked every questions. For example, we got a full-time requirement when I started my career. I remember that. Why? Because this is one of the unique kind of situation. So what did I do is I sent emails to the vendors asking for a candidate for a full-time role. Now, I worked for 4-5 hours and it is around 3:30 a.m. and I sent an email to the manager saying I did not find anybody else on full-time, because I sent so many emails to the vendors but they did not send any full-time candidates. Now the manager told me that, hey, full-time candidates you got to go and find in the portals who are really interested to work with the client, and why do you think the vendors are going to give their candidates to work for your client as a full-time employee, right? So I see a lot of recruiters do the same mistake when it comes to a W2 requirement. They connect with the vendors and they ask for a W2 candidate, US citizen, green card holder for their W2 requirement. Now that much of naive I was that I did not know that I should not be approaching for W2 candidates or full-time candidates to the vendors. See, so I did not fear telling the manager that what did I do and why I did not give any output. So that helped me to correct myself. The same way, if you are putting different efforts, speak out, show that to the manager that you are doing it, and you may get help, or whatever the efforts you have put, that is going to result in output the next day. Now here, this is what I want you to go with, that if you are focusing on bringing revenue to the organization, you are putting efforts, you are asking a lot of questions that can help you to build yourself, and you are a team player who complains less but comes more with solutions. If you are one of that, don't worry, your job is safe. If any of these that you liked and you want to implement, please let me know in the comment box so that I'm going to share more of it. Thank you so very much. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives. Take care and God bless you. Bye-bye.